to be a very interesting segment this morning. First of all, I want to say thank you to all of my listeners across the globe, no matter where you are, and no matter what time zone you're in. I just want to say thank you. Whether you're listening at the top of the hour of 6 o'clock a.m., getting your day started, or if it's after you have gotten yourself ready for work, got your child or children ready for school, off to school, just got in from work, whatever that looks like for you, I want to say thank you. Secondly, I want to say don't forget that you can find us each and every morning, 6 a.m., right here on Spotify for Podcasters, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts. Now, let's get down to the subject at hand. I don't want to hold you long this morning. It is Monday after all, and I just had a fabulous girls' weekend. I just recently celebrated our fourth annual girls' sistercation, y'all. This is our fourth annual trip where we've come together as women to rejuvenate, reconnect. So yes, it is our 4 years and we are counting. Now, today's topic is don't cheat sleep. Now, you know how they say you can't cheat death? Well, you shouldn't cheat sleep either. You know, there's back and forth where they feel like, oh, there's a certain amount of time that people need to be able to sleep and rest. And what does that look like? I really don't know. But they say you need at least 7 hours of sleep in order to have a productive day and allow your body to repair itself and heal. Because I don't know if you know, but your body repairs itself and it heals itself as you rest. Sleep is the biological requirement for life, right? We want to live a long, healthy life. Well, you got to learn to rest so you can be able to do just that. Yet, a lot of people are pushing sleep aside, like I'll sleep later. But when later comes, you're exhausted. I remember one day last week, I was sitting in on interviews. Actually, I was on interviews 2 days out the week, and those can be tiring and very taxing. I told my husband, I said, a lot of people misunderstand the difference between being tired physically against being tired mentally. And then when you try to compare the two, there really isn't any comparison. Now, I will tell you this, according to data, because I love data. Dr. Michael Gardner, who is the director of the Sleep and Health Research Program at the University of Arizona, said sleep is seen as unproductive. And then there's nothing more un-American than unproductive time. Also, Dr. Gardner said, he believes, that people just feel like sleep is being lazy, but it's not. He directs the behavioral sleep medicine clinic over at, let me see, the Banner University Medical Center. Yeah. And that is for people who battle for sleep. Individuals who work and have a lot of high pressure, like white collar Americans, people, they feel like sleeping is at the bottom of their to-do list, yet they think that they should be fully functionable. And that's not so. Insomnia is the worst. I know I suffer from insomnia myself, but I think one of the issues with me particularly is that I turn my TV on sometimes when I go to bed. And y'all know when something comes on that catches your attention, what do? Oh, I'm going to step and see this a few minutes of this. And then you end up staying later and you look at the clock and you're like, oh my God, it's so time, right? Now, acute insomnia is short term and it can be triggered by stress. It generally resolves itself on its own. However, chronic insomnia is way more serious, and it includes insomnia for at least 3 nights of the week for at least 3 months or more. And let me tell you, friends, I am a victim of chronic insomnia, and I've conditioned my body to do that. It's unfortunate because I'm a night owl. I have to get things done, and sometimes there's not enough time in the day. So when the house is quiet, or you've done your mom duty, your wife duty, or husband duty, because it goes both ways. My husband sometimes battles with insomnia as well. Then you're like, okay, I'm gonna just do this real quick, and I'm gonna get to bed. Well, real quick turns into 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 2, 3 hours. You look up, or sometimes you hear birds chirping, and you're like, I just know I didn't sit up all night. And yeah, you did, right? What can we do about that, right? What can we do about that? Some people might say, drink you a cup of warm milk or a cup of hot tea. Okay. I don't drink milk. I don't like milk. So warm tea, I've tried that. I do like coffee, and people like, oh, coffee keeps me hype. No, it mellows me out, right? But it doesn't have anything to do with me to go to sleep. Now, I'm going to tell you something I do, and this is no disrespect to the word of God at all. When I'm really tired and I know I need to rest and I can't, you know what I do? I open up my Bible and I start to read scriptures. And at first I thought, the word is so boring. Oh my God, it makes me want to go to sleep. But it's not that it's boring, it's comfort. God is providing a level of comfort that surpasses our understanding, but it brings us to that place of rest, right? And so that's something that works for me. Some people take hot showers, some people take nice baths. Y'all remember Calgon? Some people would take Calgon baths or bubble baths and light a candle, meditate, whatever that looks like. Um, I would have to say sleep is like a puppy that grows into becoming a healthy dog. If you want to change it and watch it grow into something you want, you have to train it. You have to train yourself. And I know you might not get the analogy of that, but we teach our puppies or our animals, things like that, how we want them to be, and then they follow suit. If sleep becomes difficult, I suggest that get yourself out of bed, maybe listen to some music or a podcast show. Something like TT from the D Podcast, right? Or one of your favorite podcasts outside of mine, of course, because I'm obviously one of your favorite podcasts, and I'm excited about that. But yeah, or you could even think about reading a chapter of your book, a good book. I will tell you this, good sleeping habits or sleep hygiene, according to the CDC. Now, you can't even believe everything the CDC says, but I will take them up on this. It includes going to bed and waking up on a consistent schedule, ensuring that the bedroom is quiet and dark and at a cool, comfortable temperature. Now, I think that will fall back to how we set our rooms up, the feng shui, how you place your bed, your feet at the door, add a plant, in your room. And I totally understand why they say don't put a TV in your room. I totally do. Now, my TV not is only on when I get ready to go to bed. It's been times I fell asleep with the TV on, but the light from the TV, right? So I'm trying to get in the habit and get my husband to join me we could watch TV until we said, you know what, it's time for us to go to bed. We're about to retire for the night. And just say, okay, let's try to train our bodies to know at this time, around this time every day, this is when I'm going to, shower. Don't drink, people say don't drink water or anything after a certain time. I don't know how to implement that. It works for some people from what I understand, and kudos to them. But if we can agree, like my husband and I can touch and agree, like, hey, we about to lay it down, and I'm going to turn off the TV. Let's just say 9 o'clock. Okay. When I come in there, and nothing like sleeping on clean sheets, a good shower or a bath. That's a rule. Don't get into bed without taking a shower or bath. Like what? You sleep so much better when you take a bath or a shower. Okay. And it's a part of creating a sleep habit. Now I will tell you this, avoid eating large amounts of food before going to bed. Some people might take a glass of wine and say, I'm on the whining. That works for some people, but for some it doesn't. Some it doesn't. Now, I know some people take melatonin, right, as a sedative, and it's supposed to tell the body it's night time. But sometimes that's not strong enough, and your body like, what's that, right? And we don't want to become dependent on medications or something. This should totally be something that is a natural, okay? Cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia involves identifying and eliminating beliefs and behaviors that affect our sleep, right? So that's why you want to develop good sleep patterns and good habits. Now, I will tell you this in closing, sleep isn't something you do, it's something that happens. You want to find your sweet spot in sleep and you want to unwrap it every night and wrap yourself in it. It's so important. And you can even sometimes tell a person who doesn't get enough sleep because they get bags of their eyes. That's one of my things. I tell you, I've saw myself with bags under my eyes, like, oh my God, I'm not getting enough sleep. And then you become delirious. Find what works best for you, but don't try to cheat sleep. We need it. We need to allow our bodies time to rest because we're on go, 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 go mode. If you work or if you go to school, if you are a parent, if you have a spouse or a significant other, there's something needed from you and wanted from you every single day, all day long. Maybe not every single minute, but from the moment you go to work, if you do 8 hours or 10 or 12 hours, somebody needs something from you, you got to deliver something. Expected meeting after meeting, phone calls, emails, right? You close that down, you get in traffic, you're driving, or you're taking an Uber or train, plane, whatever, boat, whatever. Okay? You're walking, whatever that looks like. You're tired. Then you get home. And what does that look like for most of us? You jump into your next role, mother, father, wife, husband, right? Caregiver, and you're exhausted. And sometimes you take that frustration of anxiety and just tiredness out on people who don't deserve it. So again, I'm asking you not to cheat sleep. Cheat a meal, right? Cheat a date. And learn to say no. Learn to say, you know what? I'm not going to be able to do that. As a matter of fact, create a time where you're like, hey, I'm not taking no phone calls after this time. I'm not going to make phone calls after this time. I'm not going to run any errands after this time. I'm not going out on certain days after a certain time. Everybody wants to, hey, you want to connect for lunch or dinner or brunch or, happy hour, whatever. And that's great. People want you to attend activities. You're in the sports season, whether it's baseball, soccer, tennis, swim meets, whatever that looks like. Football season's coming. So there's so much going on, but you have to tell yourself, okay, I can attend this and that, but I might can attend this event, but I can't go to a after party, right? Because you need to get rest. And it's so important to get it. We have to learn to respect our bodies and listen to our bodies. And sleep is so imperative. It's so important. And it's something that should not be taken for granted. Well, that's all I have for you on this beautiful Monday morning. I hope that you have an amazing week. I hope that you have a great day, a fantastic evening, and I hope you take advantage of this advice this morning and don't cheat sleep tonight. Until the next time we leave footprints across the sun, it's your girl TT from the D, and I'll see you soon.